Just to kick this off, because we're talking about ethics and by extension, a little bit of philosophy, I think it'd be really interesting if everyone shared one thing they believe or assert without evidence, some truth that you hold that guides a lot of your own ethical decision.
Okay, I've got a weird one, but it's on point for this. I believe that our brains are not individual organs located inside our bodies. I believe that if we understand them properly, we're a superorganism of connected brains, and that when we try to think of ourselves as individuals or try to create flourishing as individuals, we are not just in for a hard time, we are trying to do something that may biologically be bad for us.
Oh, can you also introduce?
That wasn't enough. My name is Amanda Pustilnik. I'm a professor of law at the University of Maryland and the director of the program on pain at the Center for Law, Brain, and Behavior at Mass General Hospital.
My name is Timothy Brown. I'm a postdoctoral scholar in the philosophy department at the University of Washington. I work on an NIH R01 funded project on agency and brain-machine interfaces. Okay, so what is a self-evident moral commitment that I have? I don't know if this is going to be self-evident, and I think that's what's controversial about it, but I do believe that there are systems of oppression that we have not uncovered, and those systems of oppression guide our research activities, our medical practices, and our consumer practices. And unless we uncover those systems of oppression, it's going to be hard to move forward in the ways that we want to.
I know we're not supposed to be debating yet, but I disagree with you in that I think that's just evidence-based. I mean, I think you can just build a real case for that. It's not like you're asking us to believe, what was it Lewis Carroll said, 6 impossible things before breakfast?
Yeah.
But I guess what he asserted is that there are even uncovered and unknown systems of oppression. So that's distinct from the ones that are known and well documented.
Fair enough. Systems below systems.
Yes. It turns into a kind of excavation. And we haven't unearthed even... Well, we really haven't even scratched the surface.
Actually, can I make a motion that we just listen to Amanda and Tim for the next couple hours? I think I want to keep this going.
Yeah, Lee, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm a fish out of water here.
I hear my pager going off. Excuse me.
Amanda, you've been saying this the entire time. I think we both have. But when it comes to figuring out what the ontologies of disability are, absolutely. And also what cultures will spring up as we navigate the use of these neurotechnologies and the distribution of these neurotechnologies. I think it's going to take a lot of work to figure out what those cultures look like or what they should look like. I think the example of cochlear implants is an especially important one because there are cultures that are springing up around cochlear implants themselves that are especially interesting to me, right? So I've talked to a number of people with cochlear implants who received them at a younger age, and speaking to the distinction between restorative and enhancement uses of technologies that we don't necessarily anticipate. Several of them have said that now they feel like they have a superpower over deaf people and hearing people, insofar as when they don't want to hear something that someone has to say, they can just turn their hearing off. Or if they want to listen to music unencumbered and below people's awareness, they can Bluetooth stream their audio to their cochlear implant, which is a thing that people in the cochlear implant devices manufacturing world have tried to push in this next generation of cochlear implants, and I think it's fabulous. There's nothing more cyberpunk than that, I think. And so what kinds of cultures will crop up around newer forms of neurotechnology? And I think that, yes, the imperative to get these technologies out there for the social benefits that they could provide absolutely important. Deep brain stimulators for psychiatric conditions. For one, I think we're all familiar with Helen Mayberg's early research on DBS for depression, and how many of the people who participated in those clinical trials or those early studies have said that DBS has saved their lives. But then when we do interviews with people who use similar devices, we find that the cultures that are springing up around those devices are interesting and troubling. So, for example, my group conducted an interview with a person who said that they have a parent who sort of keeps track of their moods, and when they're not in the best mood, will say, "Hey, did you turn your stimulator on today?" And so, going back to the unique issues that come out of neuroethics and neurotechnology, this idea that we have that kind of access to a person's neurological state and that we can alter it with some level of immediacy that we haven't had before. What kinds of relationships will form around those technologies, around those capabilities? We don't know yet, and it's just going to be very important for us to keep an eye out and, build relationships with the groups of people who will use these technologies so that we can better anticipate how we will change cultures. Because we will,